Let me tell you, and this is why I've said this now, because we've been sober for a little while.
Yeah.
I've been sober 11 years, you 11 years. It's a little while. It's not, I mean, it's not in the grand scheme of things. It's not a big number, but it's a good while, a decade of sobriety, right? After a decade of sobriety, the ego has to get crafty. It has to find new ways. It's not going to come and tell you you're a piece of shit anymore. Because you won't believe it.
It won't work.
It won't work. So it has to figure out, how do I get him closer to me and away from his higher power? You just said to me, I feel excited and peaceful, right? The minute you said that, the ego is active. The ego's like, oh God, everyone, he's quiet and peaceful. We have a problem. We have a problem. He's quiet and peaceful. He's gathering all his ego friends to come and sabotage your quiet and peaceful feeling right now, right? And that's what you described. You had a peaceful day, the ego active. We can't have this. We can't have that. He can't have another peaceful day. Are you out of your mind? That means he's further away from me. That means he's closer to his higher power. That means we might lose him forever. The ego gets jealous. So the next day, the ego is like, okay, let's try something new. Let's just try it. They got an ego committee, right? So what do we try? They test different words. They say, well, we'll try fat. One of the guys might object and say, but he's not fucking fat. That's ridiculous. He didn't gain weight in a day. Well, I will just do it anyway. We're desperate. Do it. And they did it. It's unbelievable. And it's the same with me. My ego will not tell me I'm a piece of shit. My ego will not tell me in the morning this morning, you're a piece of shit, you have nothing to offer, don't go and do the podcast. You have nothing good to say. It can't tell me that, because from the moment I woke up this morning, I knew what I was going to say on the podcast. Because I love talking about recovery. I love it. So I knew exactly what I was going to say. So it can't go there, right? But it knows the sun is out. So it's like, all right, guys. He's too excited about the podcast. We need another angle.
Dangle the carrot. The sun's out.
Cunning, baffling,
And powerful.
Unbelievable. That mental noise. And I think it's important to kind of, for me anyway, to differentiate the mental noise from before and the mental noise now.
Much calmer.
Yeah. Much more clever.
Yeah.
Much more cunning.
Not
baffling though. It's not baffling.
I'm going to share
exactly
something.
where it's coming from.
I'm going to share something. You spoke about decade of sobriety. Yeah. I look back actually on my journey, as I've been growing in recovery, and this is where spiritual growth really does come in. I look back when I was 1 year sober. I was batshit crazy still. 3 years sober. I look back and I say, yeah, I'm batshit still crazy. Okay. 5 years sober. Okay, I've improved, but I'm still batshit crazy. Okay. But as my journey has grown and I've let go of the reins of what the ego is trying to say and we use the word again, continuously focusing on spiritual growth. Yeah. Okay. You know what? It's been 2.5 years, maybe 3 now. I've not had road rage. Okay. Right?
Same.
Okay.
Same. That's a good way. That's a good
gauge.
That's a good gauge. Yeah. No, I mean, it sounds weird, but I identify really strongly what you're saying right now. I cannot remember that, because my road rage was not like normal. I don't talk about like, oh, hey mate, can you just? No, I would be like, what the fuck? Get out the car. It really upset me. That's gone. You're right. What happened, Pax? No, you're right. What happened?
Yeah. And again, the realization actually, journey of recovery has always been that my ego will point to a solution or a problem outwards. And I'm pointing a finger. And there's 3 fingers pointing back. Okay? No matter what's the situation. And when the 3 fingers are pointing back, there's something wrong internally with me. So road rage was one of them. Okay, where the frustrations and all the stuff that I've got inside will be spewing out in road rage. And I love the analogy of what's the name, a volcano, right? And volcano is a volcano, right? Now, when a volcano erupts, everybody's focusing on the eruption. But the eruption is the last thing, okay? But before the eruption actually occurred, the volcano's bubbling up, the pressure's building more, and it's bubbling, and it comes to a point where the pressure's too much and the eruption arises. So, there's a process for all this. And, road rage is anger releasing outwards, where the person doesn't know that I'm angry with them.
No.
I'm lashing. I say, you
cares.
asshole, you're cutting me up. And this, but I'm using that to vent out.
Yeah.
But that's built up stuff, where the pressure's been building within myself. And the poor fellow, who's oblivious, can't hear what I'm saying because, the windows are closed and everything.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
But yet the ego will latch on it. The problem is him.
Yes.
The problem's that driver. These people can't drive, or the little learners, or it's this. It's all nonsense because the mind is. I found that my mind will consistently convince me that the problem's outside of me.
Yes.
Okay, consistently. And road rage is a great example of this. Is where it was that driver. It was that stupid driver. It was his fault. But actually, that's been a sign. And the only recovery and awareness really comes into it is actually that there's something wrong within me. There's something that's not right. I'm not at a peace. And actually realizing all of those things and actually engaging into the program, deeper. Okay. And prayer meditation has been massive into this, connecting and actually, knowing that my ego is not the director, it's not the controller, it's just the slave.
And that makes me think about, there is a part of the big, we talked about the big book before, and if you are new and you are listening to this podcast, Pax and I are talking about the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It's available publicly for anybody. You just Google the big book and you will find it for free, actually, online. If anybody has a problem with alcohol or addiction or anybody at all, if you have have an interest in how to live your life in a spiritual way, it's good for that as well. I think that book is good for everybody, really. And in that book, the start of it, there's a chapter called Bill's Story. It's called Bill's Story. It's actually one of my favorite. We have so many different parts of the big book, but it's one of my favorite parts of the big book. And I love it because it's like having a conversation with a man who was able to find a solution to his problem with alcohol, but without ever meeting him. You know what I mean? So for me, Bill's Story, I read it and I almost imagine him being in the room, and I imagine me having a discussion with him and him telling me about his alcoholism and how he was able to find a solution and, more importantly, stay sober. We call it stay stopped, right? You can put down the drink, but how do you stay stopped? This is staying stopped, right? Continuous sobriety. So we mean continuously sober for 10 years, right? We're sober now. And by God's grace, we'll be sober tomorrow. But I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But right now, we are sober one day at a time. And it's that continuous sobriety, which is what we're looking for. And I always imagine asking him, let's say he's sitting, you're him. The guy is called, what's it called? BW, Bill Wilson. Bill Wilson? BW, we say, right? And he's sitting here. He was one of the co-writers of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. And he's sitting here where you are right now. And I think of asking him a question. I say to him, and this goes to the mental noise, we'll talk about it. I say to him, well, Bill, how how did you? I put down the drink once. I actually got 1 year, but then I drank again, and it was worse than even the 2 years or the 1 year before. I actually got worse, and I didn't know how to stay stopped. This was my problem. I could stop drinking for 3-4 days. Like I said, I did a year. But how did you find a way to stay stopped? And I always imagine him saying, well, my boy, sorry to say, it's simple. The good news and bad news. The good news is it's simple. The bad news is it's not easy.
I love it.
It meant total destruction of self-centeredness. And it meant handing over all things to the Father of Light. That's what he would say. That's a heavy response, If you take out the Father of Light part, right, which is the power greater than ourselves, and that power that we were talking about, you just take out that part. I love his honesty. He just said, my boy, it's simple. That's the good news.
But it's not easy.
It's not easy. But it begs the question, how could something be simple but not easy?
And again, the mental noise
The
comes.
mental noise. And I'll just give back to you on this. I said, it makes sense, It makes sense. What's simple? Calling up Pax and asking him, how are you doing today, Pax? How's your day going? Calling up a person who's struggling with recovery and saying, can I help you today? What can I do to help you today? Let's have a coffee. How simple is that?
Very simple.
It takes 10 seconds of your time.
Absolutely.
But it's really hard. You know what I mean? The mental noise.
Absolutely.
I can't make the call today, man. I need to go. I have work to do. I'm busy.
They're going to be busy. They ain't got time to talk to me.
That's it, yeah.
And the chatter goes on. I remember, I'm going to share this. And again, I don't care what. I'm going to share a spiritual experience. Right.
Go for it, my brother.
And that spiritual experience was me. I was in despair, absolute despair. And I was on a wheelchair full time. And I actually went to a meeting. And this little old lady got up. I mean, I don't know her, but this little old lady got up as soon as I came into the room. And she came over and she gave me a massive hug. Absolute massive hug. Okay. This is where mental noise comes in. I'm saying to the lady, no, don't get up. And because I went a couple of times and same thing happened. And I actually was watching her, right? I was watching. She never got up for nobody else, but just for me, right? It made me feel special. It really did make me feel special.
Aww.
Right.
Yeah. That's beautiful, though.
But it's powerful, but that's the demonstration of love, okay? And anyway, this lady kept getting up and coming over and giving me a massive hug. And I kept saying, because you're old, don't waste your time, and that's the mental noise because my mind is saying I'm okay, don't worry, I don't want you to struggle, but I desperately needed the hug. Yeah. Okay. My head's telling me don't get it, don't receive it. But I was in despair. I needed it.
I'm gonna give you one right now.
Yeah. It's the truth, isn't it?
I love you, brother.
Yeah. Well, pause, right?
Yeah. We'll edit that out.
No.
We'll edit that out.
No.
Well, let's not edit that out.
No.
Yeah. Beautiful.
But I needed it.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
The mind was saying to me and convincing me with this
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yeah.
No, I don't need the help. It's pride. Pride.
Yeah.
In our the religion, it's the leveling of our pride.
The leveling of our pride. We don't like it. We don't like it.
Yeah.
We don't like it. No one likes it.
Yeah.
No one likes the leveling of our pride. Yeah. It's not enjoyable to level your pride.
Right. Okay. Because again,
If you like it, you're not doing it properly.
we're not, I'm not in control.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah.
But those are the powerful moments
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you know that moment when that lady actually
Yeah.
did what she was
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
doesn't need logical
yeah,
understanding.
yeah.
What she was transmitting to me
Mm,
was her love.
mm.
Okay, that's a power greater than
That's
myself.
it. That's
You
it.
know,
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
moment.
No, that's interesting. It's just a matter of yeah, that power greater than you, tapping into it, and yeah, it's simple. It's just a simple thing, a simple action, but we just make it so, and that is the mental noise. What the lies the ego is telling us to make that simple thing not seem easy, because in reality it is, and that's the that's the business our ego is peddling. It's making things seem not simple. Everything is warped. Everything is, you know, and mine are big ones. Mine are big ones. The person who loves me most in my life doesn't love me. You know what I mean? You know, the people who really, really care for me, who really think, I'm the center of their life. In fact, my ego will tell me, nah, these people don't love me. These people, you know, it's not as that noise is not noise in the sense that it's loud, but it can be there. It can be there, and this goes back to what I was going to tell. What I was going to say to you. The work never ends because that ego, and this is if you're new. If you're new, and if you're thinking about, you think you might have a problem with alcoholism, and you're trying to work out why you keep why you on that hamster wheel, why you can't get off that hamster wheel. It never ends. But I don't want to say it never ends in a bad way. I have to always correct myself with that. When I say it never ends, I mean the ego will always be there. It'll always be waiting. It's patient. It has all the time in the world, right? It's the only job it has. So it has all the time in the world. But we have to constantly work to quiet that noise, to circumvent that noise. But I never want to lose sight of the fact that the work we do to circumvent that noise is amazing.
It is
It's
amazing.
absolutely amazing.
It's life changing.
I mean, I don't know how you're feeling right now, but I can tell you, in this moment right now, I feel fantastic.
Me too.
I feel very connected to you. I'm getting emotional now. I feel like I really love you. The love that is in this space right now, it is like a physical thing to me. It's palpable. It's affecting me now. And and that's the biggest lie. That's the biggest lie. Is when the ego tries to convince me that love, that thing that is completely it's making me emotional, it's affecting me in this powerful way. My ego will tell me that thing is no good for you.
Yeah, it's weakness.
That thing is no good. It's weakness. Yeah.
It's
Don't cry. Don't cry. That's a sign of weakness. Don't
you
cry.
can't
Don't
be
show
emotional.
Don't show emotion.
You got to have this presence. I get it. And I was saying that the ego is just a servant, and actually it only knows how to do things in a logical way. It just complete control. If I'm in an emotional state of, just like we're saying, I've got emotions flying out. We've got this love. I actually care and love you. Go, Jay. There's something wrong in my life. I'm not happy. My ego wants perfection. That's another thing. Okay, it wants everything to be perfect. Life is never perfect. It's never linear. But somehow my mind convinces, and that voice says everything has to be perfect. But say it is an emotional, like I've got some fear that's coming. I'm actually anxious. I'm going to the hospital. They may have to take my prosthetic away. and my anxiety comes in and say, well, you know what? I need my prosthetic. I can't lose this because it's giving me freedom now. It's it's added on to
Yeah.
how I am able to move around. Because
Yeah.
being stuck on a wheelchair is being stuck on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
It's very, very restricted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then my ego wants to control everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So the response is like there's a bit of fear.
Mm.
Now the ego wants to find a solution for that
Yeah.
externally
Yeah. Yeah.
in
yeah.
some form.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I think seeking control is an addiction on its own.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that
It's
me
also a form of insanity.
it is absolutely we don't have the control.
Yeah.
I mean, the other one is that actually believing that I don't need nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is insane. It's actually insane,
Absolutely insane.
right? I kind of share something. It's like, and it shows about, how my ego can create judgments about people or whatever it is, or specifics. Yeah, when it's self-serving, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
All right. And I say this to quite a few guys. You got a mobile phone.
Yeah.
I said, which part of me has actually contributed to creating this mobile phone? Absolutely none. Yeah. But yeah, okay, I purchased it. I actually purchased it. That makes it like I'm the controller.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I've done. But the inner workings of that mobile phone and how many people has it taken to actually create it? Not just one component. It's like those components and what those people need. It's done by people, okay? And people who have already passed, because what their ideas are kind of growing. You could have some mass murderers working in the background creating that phone.
Yeah.
There could be some, crazy other.
Yeah, of course.
We just do not know the answer to it at all. Yeah, when it's self-serving, I don't care if who's doing it in the background.
Yeah.
But the truth is that it's always done by others.
Right.
Okay, so the mind convinces me that I actually don't need nobody, but yet daily I'm using resources that other people do. It's like water. I say this quite often. It's like I wake up, turn the tap on, the water flows. I'm paying the bill. That's all I'm doing. But I don't see Pax going digging a well.
Yeah.
Right? I don't see the people working in the background actually making sure that everything's kind of working, the operations, the flow, the piping, everything else that is going, and actually supplying it. All my mind focuses on is that actually I turn the tap on, the water's running. Right? But there's a teams and there's so many people, and the equation will go on. It's like the whole I don't need nobody, but yet I need everybody.
Yeah.
It becomes a reality, and that is the power greater than myself.
And there's also the idea, and then this is something I actually forgot I was going to talk about this, but it's also the awareness, that you're also needed. You're needed, and that comes into because for us to stay sober, okay, the way in which we were able to stay sober for this length of time is because we recognize helping others to stay sober keeps us sober. Right? It's a counterintuitive thing. We don't need to do anything for ourselves, really. If we spend our entire day helping everybody else, we are helping ourselves. It's bizarre. If we did nothing for ourselves for the whole day, and all we did was speak to people in addiction, help others, speak to people in addiction, help others, speak to people in addiction, help others, we'd have a fantastic day.
100%.
Right? That's the truth of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's when we tell ourselves I don't want to do the podcast. I want to go outside and sit in the grass and take in some sun. When we tell ourselves that's the mental noise. When that ego is telling us that lie, right? What we're actually doing is we're actually hurting ourselves. But it's counterintuitive because as you say, it's not self-serving, right? It's not self-serving to sit in a room and talk about recovery for 2 hours, right? But it is actually, which is that's the thing. Once you start doing it, it is.
Paradoxes.
Yeah, it's a paradox. It does feel amazing, but it's not self-serving in the way.
No. It's not selfishness.
It's not selfishness.
It's selflessness.
So the ego ignores the difference.
Yeah.
It knows that if you're doing something self-serving that's not selfish, then that's a problem, right? If you're doing something self-serving that is selfish, job done, right? So
I'm going to leave this with you.
Tell me.
Okay, check this. I'm going to ask you this question. Yeah. Real self-care. Tony, what's real self-care to you, bro, at the moment?
Okay, I'm going to say something controversial.
Yeah.
I'm going to say two things controversial.
Yeah.
Two things I'm going to say controversial. There's no such thing as self-care. For me, for an alcoholic, self-care is just a dressed-up word to say, I don't want to do the hard thing for somebody else. That's what it sounds like to me. For
Rationalize.
Me, right. It's just for me, self-care is an excuse.
100%.
Right? It's an excuse. The other thing that's an excuse is people pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
People pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I think people pleasing is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Why? We read the same book. And I encourage anybody with a problem with alcoholism to go online and search for the big book about Alcoholics Anonymous and read it. In the big book, it says, there's a passage it says, and I just, every time I hear it, every time I read it, I don't know, I feel it's strange that I never hear it. You and I talk about it all the time. We don't hear it in the rooms. You have people pleasing a lot in the rooms, but you never hear this passage. It says, when we became it says, when we became alcoholics, we had to,
crushed by
no, not the crush one. No, sorry, the one that talks about we have to do. Our very lives depends on the constant thought of others.
Yep.
That one. How does it start? When we became alcoholics.
We as alcoholics, we as problem drinkers.
Right, that's it. Yeah. Don't edit this out because I like that we came to it.
Yeah.
As ex-problem drinkers,
that's it.
Our very lives depends on the constant thought of others and how we might best meet their needs. Now, this is where the ego has a lot of trouble living. It can't live in that space. It can't survive with that mindset. It can't. It hates it, right? So its default position is, no, you're people pleasing. You're people pleasing. But for us to stay sober, two things it says in that passage, right? Which I think is important. The first part is our very lives. If someone said to you, Pax, your very life depends on keeping this object safe and not exposing it to everybody. Your very life depends on it, Pax. When the person gives you something random, you don't know what it is, just give it to you. You trust that person, by the way. Yeah? Somebody significant gives it to you. Says, keep this safe. Your very life depends on it. You're gonna go. You're gonna put it in the backseat of your car and just drive off and not care. You're gonna give it to your son to carry. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're gonna put it in a safe. You put it under your bed. Under the shirt. There's an urgency to it. Your very life. Well, I'll die basically if I expose this thing. That's what it's saying. Your very life. So it's life or death. I mean, that book doesn't mince words. It's my life depends. My ability to breathe air and oxygen and live in this world depends on constantly, not occasionally, not on a Tuesday or just on the weekends, constantly thinking about others and fucking people pleasing them.
And guess what? The mental noise comes in. Huh?
Don't talk to me about people pleasing.
No. It's self-seeking.
Don't talk about people
It's
pleasing.
self-seeking.
when I was drinking, you know how much people pleasing I did when I was drinking? Oh yeah, whatever you want, buy drinks for people at the bar, talk shit. Yeah, I'll get you a job and make you a millionaire and you'll be this and you'll be politics and blah blah blah. All that nonsense, and then I get sober, and I've been presented with a whole new way of living my life, and that whole new way is challenging me. It's saying, constantly think about the well-being of others, and doing good by them. And what do I do? Oh, that's people pleasing. That's people pleasing. Utter nonsense.
100%. You know, it's again the mental noise. Our very lives depends on constant thought of others. Okay, is the solution, which is the operating of from a spiritual plane. But the ego don't like that. No, ego is self-serving. Absolutely, it's a no. What have I got in this?
Because what the ego will do, it'll say,
why should I help you?
Why should I help you?
Yeah,
I'm people pleasing.
Yeah,
right. I don't need to help everybody.
That's rationalizing.
Nobody's saying that.
Yeah, rationalizing.
Nobody's saying you help everybody. Nobody's saying you go and you destroy your own well-being and your own life for somebody else. No one's saying that. No one's saying you disrupt your mental well-being and you become a mental case, a mental, and just, no one's saying you blow up your life for everybody else. No one's saying that. The ego is saying that. That's what the ego is saying. No one's saying you're stupid. I'm not a dumb person. You know what I mean? If you are hell bent on drinking yourself to death, hell, I can't do anything about it. If I can't do anything about it, I can't do anything about it. That's up to God. I can't do anything about it. It's not people pleasing to try, but I at least have the mental capacity to know that there's nothing I can do about it. No one is saying you're stupid. The ego loves to tie in people pleasing with intellect, right? Oh yeah, you're just stupid. That's why you know what I mean. You're ridiculous to think you can help No. And so is it possible to constantly think of others and how you might best? Maybe not. 24 hours a day, maybe not. But the point is, and again, I'll just stop here and let you go. The point is, to me, right? It's something to strive for.
Well, that's exactly what
it's something, an ideal. The big book gives us a direction to go. And my life had no direction. It had no. I had nothing. I had no ideal to look to. That's what I wanted. I had no real purpose. How do I live my life with purpose? The big book gives you that purpose. And it challenges us. How do we? And maybe we'll never get there. Maybe I'll never get to a point where I constantly think about others. But I'll die trying. I will damn dead. I will die giving it 100% of the same effort I gave to go in the bar, buy drinks, all this bullshit. I can put the same energy in trying to help others. And,
match it.
And that's the mental noise. The mental noise is the voice trying to water down that ideal. Don't strive for that. Do the mediocre bits. Make sure you self-care and make sure you don't people please. Right? Cut it down a bit. No.
Do you know what I found? And this is the paradoxes, Tony. Self-care is help others. That's real self-care.
That's exactly it.
That self-care is help others.
It help others. Yeah. Help others when you don't want to.
That's
the best time you should help people.
Do you know what?
When you don't want to do it.
The word self-sacrifice. I'm going to get you going now. Listen, a lot of people don't understand this.
No, you can't just blurt out that word without the ego hates that word.
I know.
The ego hates it.
I know.
Now we're talking about stuff. The ego right now it's in shambles. It's like, shut up, you guys. Okay, I don't want to hear any more of this shit. Right? You're right. Self-sacrifice. Now, what's that part of the big book now? Through service and self-sacrifice. For an alcoholic.
Right. I'll say this because, there's a story to this. I've got lived experience with this.
Let's start with, before you go to live this.
I'll say the line.
You say the
because
line.
I know the line.
Please say the line. Yeah?
Right.
So say the line.
So it says, for if an alcoholic failed to perfect and enlarge in his spiritual life through work and self-sacrifice for others.
Hold on. Repeat. How does he do it, Pax?
Right?
How?
Work,
Sorry, I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear
work,
that. Uh-huh.
and self-sacrifice.
Oh, work and self-sacrifice.
100%.
Self-sacrifice.
Right.
Okay.
Work my program, self-sacrifice myself.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
He couldn't handle.
But to me, self-sacrifice sounds a lot like people pleasing, Pax.
No, it's not. Oh, there's a massive difference. There's a massive difference. You know, it's a self-sacrifice. If he did not work, he would surely drink again. And if he drank, he would surely die. Okay? If anybody wants to know,
another life or death.
right? And I'll say this outright.
Our
Okay. I came into recovery in 2010. I had time in recovery. I had 4.5 years. I focused on Pax self-care. I focused on what I wanted to do in my life and recreate. So I was not self-sacrificing. Okay. I was growing materialistically, and the entire recovery program is all about growing spiritually, helping others. This mental noise and rationalization was, well, you know what? Let me sort my life out. Let me get my successes and new business and all this kind of created. Then I'll start helping others because then I'll have time. Or the other one was I'll throw money at it. Yeah. Well, I don't need to do that. I'll give the money for others to do it. At least I am contributing. But I wasn't actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And self-sacrifice is actually, the word itself is that I'm giving up something that I really want.
That's the thing.
Yeah. That I want to do this. I'm sacrificing this out of my life to go and do something completely, which doesn't make any logical sense.
And that's the part of the first, when I was talking about Bill's story. And how you stay stopped and what Bill would say. I missed that part as well. A price had to be paid. It says that part. I missed that part. It says a price had to be paid. Total destruction of self-centeredness, right? That's if you ask Bill how he stayed stopped, that's what he would say. It's simple but easy, my boy. But a price has to be paid. A price has to be paid. Again, all of these things sound intimidating. Why would I give up anything? You're giving up the stuff that you covet, the stuff that you covet that the ego wants you to keep, right? So self-sacrifice always means to me the stuff that the ego wants me to keep, right? What God wants me to give away is what I should be doing. What the ego wants me to keep is what I should be avoiding, right? So self-sacrifice is just doing what your ego is telling you not to do. It's very simple. My ego told me, don't come here and do the podcast. You have 101 other things you can be doing in the hot sun, right? That's self-sacrifice. No one's saying, go and, sacrifice yourself and give your. It's not throwing a grenade in the middle of your life for others. That's not what that is. It is a very simple. You go with the grain. Going against the grain is going with what your ego wants you to keep. Going with the flow of that river that you're talking about is going with what God wants you to do. And what God wants you to do, once that becomes clear, you just keep doing that. And you'll realize it's not people-pleasing. It's not self-sacrifice in the way that your ego is telling you it is.
You feel something and it's like nurturing the soul. That's what it comes down to. Is you nurture the soul.
We have to stop there. Yeah. No, we don't stop the podcast. I just want to pause. When you say a nugget,
well,
almost.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna listen.
Sorry, we have to go to that nugget. Let's just do that nugget quick. Okay. Whatever. What's it? Say it again. Because I just want to absorb that again. I love when you do. Say it again. Nurturing the soul. Nurturing the soul. Self-sacrifice is nurturing the soul. Service to others is nurturing the soul. Thinking of others and how to meet their needs is nurturing the soul. If you think of service as nurturing the soul, why wouldn't you do service? I love nurturing my soul.
100%.
I know about you.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm the most freest man when I'm actually doing that stuff. It's why, that whole kind of word, You know, a big book tells us, right? In step 3, in the promises of it, it goes, I become less interested in myself. But before that, it says, I stay close to my creator and I perform his work well. Literally. And I become less and less interested in my grand designs and plans in life. And I become more interested in what I can contribute towards life. And you know what? That's exactly what it's through an experience. We're gonna have to wind down now. Okay, but I'm gonna leave this one.
Have the last one.
I'm gonna leave this with one, right?
And it was a good one.
There's another. You can call it a metaphor or an analogy, whichever one it is. You're being my teacher when it comes to English as well. So, okay, I'm just gonna leave this one as a cliffhanger, right? And it could be used for the next one. Is that like you and everybody who's gonna be watching this?
Yeah.
I want you just maybe close your eyes and imagine a beautiful tree. Beautiful tree.
Yeah.
You're looking at it from a distance. And it looks perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's just got the right textures, the right colors, and it just looks beautiful. And you get closer to the tree and you see that it's got this beautiful trunk. It's got all, kind of obscure designs on it. Imperfections and everything else is there. All the thick branches, the thin branches. And then it's got all these beautiful leaves on there. But the leaves are all different. Some are thin, some are long, some are wide, some have got a slight texture of green, some have got the texture of brown, some have got texture of darkness in vibrant color. And they're all scattered all over this leaf. Some at the bottom, all at the bottom, and you got all the trees at the top, leaves at the top. And it's absolutely beautiful, and it's all at peace. Now let's get a human ego and give each leaf a human ego. What will happen? What will happen? Well, the thin leaf is looking at the fat leaf and I'm better than you. The leaves at the bottom will be looking, why have I got the shitty view? I want to be at the top. I'll leave that there for probably our next talk. But that's exactly what it is. I mean, the leaves are all attached to one kind of thing. When the leaves fall, you got autumn and the leaves fall, they go into the ground, and the recycling actually happens. And the human life is the same, in form. But the other thing is the mental noise that we actually have is actually creating what's going on in our realities. We could probably take this into the next one, but I'll leave that for thought.
That's good.
But that's something
good food for thought.
Where
like
actually the mind creates a lot of problems. We don't even realize how much problems.
The mental noise that the leaves have. I love that. The leaves.
But if you look at it,
it's true. It's true.
It's like I'm in a group of. This is a group of leaves, right? We're separate. The division between us. Okay. No. We don't get involved in the other side of the tree because they're the evil people. We can't, or the race for success. I want to be at the top, so I'm gonna go through the top. I'm gonna beat down and bash everybody at the same time to bring everybody down. You could take that concept into so many different ways. But that's the power of the mind. Ultimately, we come with nothing, we leave in nothing. God bless.
Yeah. Well, I always want to end on this last thing. One last thing. I really love you, my brother.
I love you too, man. God bless you, brother.